Hello, a very good evening to you all. We've got a very special one-day special about to launch, continuing, of course, the second anniversary of Sentimentally Yours. That means I'm going to start right away with a free gift. Here it is. This is what you're going to get. So your free gift pick-up tools, and you've got your pokey tools there as well. If anybody's seen Phil's pokey tools before, you'll know these are excellent quality. Aha! There. Right, now then, it is a one-day special. We did say it was a special one, not just because it is Sentimentally Yours. Phil's not actually at the side of me. We've got a very special guest. I just want to know why the red carpet's not been out. Oh, and the fanfare of trumpets. Shall we introduce our wonderful guest? Some of you may recognise her straight away. This is Karen.
Hello.
Good
Hi,
evening,
everybody.
Karen.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, hello. Lovely to see you.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here, and just say thank you to everybody at Hochanda. You've made me so welcome. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, Karen, for anyone that doesn't know, do you want to explain who you are?
Well, I have the either fortunate or unfortunate task of being Phil's sister. And despite what Phil might tell you, I am his younger sister, because he's always telling people that he's younger than me, and he isn't. So I've been working with Phil for about 5 years now. Used to be a teacher and decided I wanted a career change. And so Phil was sort of expanding the business, and it just fell in at the same time. And then he asked me, and I said, yes.
Wonderful. And of course, in days gone by, I'm saying days gone by, hopefully these days will return soon. You've helped run the workshops with Phil. We've met there at workshops before as well, so lots of people will have met you, which is fantastic. Do send in your emails and your support, and any questions, of course, for Karen as well. She's going to stay with us throughout the one-day special and, of course, be demonstrating. The best thing of all, if we've got any gossip on Phil, we'll get to hear it. Yes.
But unfortunately, the problem is, Catherine, he's got gossip on me. So I can't share too much, because he knows my secrets as well as I know his.
Any questions though, send them in studio@hochanda.com. What do you want to know about Phil Martin? That's what we want to know. Right, okay, do be shopping ahead, of course, for the one-day special and everything else that we've got, because we've got some amazing products. Now look at this, the Papillon Paradise Collection. Now this collection contains the most beautiful stamps. You can see the slim strip stamps are here for you. You've also got 2 A5 stamps. In fact, in total there are 17 stamps. These are absolutely beautiful. And as always, I mean, we expect this, don't we? Every time we see Phil's show, Sentimentally Yours, we expect the most beautiful samples. This is no exception, but look at the detail in these. Karen, they are absolutely divine.
They're absolutely gorgeous. I can't tell you how long these have been in the making, and it's all sort of spurred on from the compendium box. You can see that they're beautiful, and they'll coordinate with the compendium box, but will equally work beautifully on their own. It's a lovely collection. I'm very lucky that he's let me come on and demonstrate these ones.
Oh, well, we can't wait to see what you do. We're off to a busy start as well. We're very busy already. Do not miss out on these. Make sure you're checking those baskets out. We have got savings for you as well. Now, we're going to look at the stamps as well. I'm just going to check. Oh, I might have to borrow a little card or something here. This one's fine because there's no name on the back. Let me just show you the actual stamps. We're looking at the packaging there, but of course you want to see the actual stamps themselves. Now these are beautiful, clear polymer, of course. The detail is exceptional. Do you know what, Karen? The first time I came into the studio and the set was being set up, I actually thought that the stamps were going to be kind of one strip, but they're not. This one here, of course, this is our A5. You can see, of course, you've got all the individual stamps there. It's not one big background, which is perfect because you can build up the backgrounds or use them totally individually.
Well, that one's the centerpieces one, so there's obviously all the different elements can be either used on their own or put together to make a bigger picture.
Beautiful. Now, of course, you have got those slim strip stamps as well. Now, these are in one piece, but again, if you want to pick out those elements, you certainly can do. I can see lots of areas that, particularly with the butterflies, Karen, that you can cut those out and 3D those if you wanted to.
And decoupage them, they look
definitely
fantastic with glossy accents on them as well to make, make them stand out even more. Beautiful stamps.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's have a look at the next one because, of course, we've got so many different elements within this collection here. Another one there. I don't think you can actually pick a favourite. You don't need to because you're getting them all, but I don't think you can. It's impossible.
Well, there are 3 different slim strips. So there's moving mechanisms, there's the journey, and I can't remember what the other one's called. I've used them that many times, but I can't remember. There are 3 slim strips and there are 2 A5 stamp sets that go with it to make this full collection.
Beautiful. Now, and of course, when you look at the samples, you'll see all sorts of different colour palettes have been used. Of course, you can go very grungy with these, you can go very pretty with these. This one with the cogs in, Karen, I can see straight away if you want a steampunk feel to it, you've got it, or an industrial feel to it.
That's the moving mechanisms one, I think that's called.
Beautiful. I can see why that's been called that. Now, we have got more, of course. Let me just pick up another one for you. We've got another A5 one for you. And again, you've got the individual stamps on this one. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so that one's the corner pieces set. So when Phil was designing these, obviously we all like to use 4 corners when we're making a card, but obviously there was a space in the middle for the stamp, so he sort of designed 2 extra collage stamps that you can use with the corners. I'm going to be using some of those on the demos this weekend.
Oh, amazing. Right, do stay with us, of course. We're looking at 1 or 2 samples now. I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 more, but we want to move on as quickly as possible because we want to get to demonstration time. And if you're shopping ahead, you've probably already found it. Of course, we've got more to show you, and there is a complete collection. We're looking at the one-day special, but we have got that complete collection. Now, the savings always do carry over as well. Now, 710942 is the item number. There's a £9 saving there, and you've got 2 flexes as well, so we can split those payments down. It's just £29.98 per payment. Now let's move down again because we've got more when it comes to stamps, but these are really nice as well. You've got your sentiments. These are a little bit different as well. You can see all sorts of wonderful sentiments, and you've got your solids there, so almost your positive, your negative here, Karen, as well, which is wonderful, isn't it, to have?
It is, and they're great. You can either use them, the positives together, the negatives together, or you can mix and match them, and it's great that they face opposite ways. So there's so many different ways that you can use. I've used these on every single card that I've made.
Amazing. Love the stitching detail. Love the size of these as well. You are going to use these an awful lot. That's all I can say to you. I wonder if ever we'll see Phil's photo disappear and Karen's photo appear on this packaging.
Well, actually, I'm not quite sure how old that photograph is. It looks like it's a bit like Benjamin Button on that photograph, isn't it? I think he might have only been 21.
Oh, look at that face. Isn't it cute? Oh, butter wouldn't melt,
Phil's
but we know
designing
different.
sentiment stamps, we're always sending messages backwards and forwards with one another. So he'll say to me, I've got 2 gaps to fill here. I need a 2-word phrase. And we exchange about 20 or 30 messages before we actually get to the final list. So it's quite a long process, but it is enjoyable.
Do you know, these are great in your planners and your journals as well. Don't just think about your cards, of course. A really lovely set, this one. I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 more samples while we're here as well, and I give the details. Try and give the details as I'm showing as many samples as I can. £29.98 if you're going for the duo. These are A5 stamp sets. 40 stamps in total. 120520 is the item number for this one. Do remember all these items though for when we get to the full collection. I'm just going to show you 1 more sample for. Actually, I do this all the time. I pick a sample up, then I look down and see another. I think I can't move until I've shown this next one. There we are. Look at these. Beautiful. There's a hint to something else we've got coming up as well there. Love, love, love these. Right, embossing folders next. And of course, we all know by now, when it comes to Phil, he likes his big cards, doesn't he? So he always provides us with these larger items. So we've got the 8x8 embossing folders. Now, again, it's a duo. You've got the heart lattice and you've got the double diamonds. Of course, brand new today. Only £17.98. I've got a couple of boards to show you here as well. I mean, these emboss beautifully. Karen, we're just looking here on the boards at the plain white card, but of course you can add your inks, you can spray with your spritz over these. Of course, put your frameworks around there, build up with all those beautiful florals, the butterflies. These are stunning designs, aren't they?
And the embossing folders are lovely because you can actually use the sort of the deboss side as well as the emboss side. The demo I'm doing, I'm actually going to use the brayer over, and I know the brayer is the free gift on Phil's show, but just to show you that you can use the brayer on the embossing folders, but you can put the pearls in the centre of them, little dabs of glitter, so they are beautiful embossing folders.
They certainly are, absolutely gorgeous. And a couple of samples while I'm here as well. Ooh, this is nice. Using, of course, elements from the one-day special as well, all the big collection. beautiful. And we can see how the embossing folder's been used on that gorgeous pink card. Of course, if you want to see a little bit more of the embossing, something like that, it's absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, you've got the colours as well. Do have a look at Phil's cardstock. Always stunning colours. Absolutely gorgeous. Do you know, there's only one more sample here. I can't miss one out. I'm sorry. I just can't. There we are. 662180 is the item number. They're beautiful, aren't they?
I know, I've got to say, Catherine, we have the most amazing design team. Team Awesome.
You do, yeah.
That's what I call them, Team Awesome. You know, and we've got to say thank you to Joanne, Alison, Lozzie, Linda who's made cards, and Trudy's obviously made cards, Julia makes cards. One of those was Phil's as well. Phil occasionally makes samples for us. But also we've had so many people help us get prepared for this weekend. So I've got to say thank you to a few people.
Of course.
Is that okay before I start?
Of course it is.
I've got to say thank you to Auntie Sue, God love her, who has filled so many jars of glitter over the last week. I dread to think what her house looks like. Our mum, who's filled the pearl jars. Bless her, she loves that job. Not. And then my husband, I've got to thank my husband, because our house looks like a warehouse at the minute, and he's been labelling pearls for us, he's been taking deliveries of bubble wrap, and we just couldn't do it without all those people. And of course we've got Carol at our Nottingham store who takes all the deliveries. So just thank you to everybody. We really appreciate it. It's a real team effort.
Oh, that is lovely, Karen. And of course, people forget what goes on behind the scenes, and it can be manic. It truly can. I mean, this is the easy bit, coming to the studio and doing the shows in a sense. Now, we are continuing on because we've got dies for you as well. Now, we've got the Elegance Flower. Now, this is part of our Lacylicious. Would you pronounce it Lacylicious or Lacylicious?
Yeah, Lacylicious, yeah. Well, you know Phil loves to have tongue twisters for people to say when they're on TV. Lacylicious, yes.
Love it. Now, these are absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to go landscape with this, just so it doesn't matter which way up they are, actually, because you can use them any way you wish. And, of course, you've got the different sizes here. These will layer together beautifully. Do you know what? It's entirely up to how you work with these. I feel I'm going to get told if I don't move that way, aren't I? But then the writing's upside down. That's why I do it. There we are, $19.99 if you want to go for this one as an individual, 650768. Now, we're staying with Lacylicious because we've got the Enchanting Flower next. And it is enchanting, not enchanted, which is very nice indeed. I love the shape of this one, Karen.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I must admit, I do use that one quite a lot, because even though there are different sizes, the bigger one, because it's pointed, it can fit into a lot of spaces. So it's a very versatile one to use. And of course, you can use them with the original dies. So you can create a solid background with the lacy overlay now, which is lovely.
It certainly is. Absolutely gorgeous. If you do want to go for this one, $19.99 as an individual, again, 588522. Then we have, of course, we've got to have the butterflies in the dies as well, the beautiful butterflies. I'm going to apologise to Mr. Baker right now. I'm not turning this one landscape, because these will be upside down, won't they, if I do that? I've got to say as well, all of these dies do include the magnetic sheet. You will get that also as well. I think the reason one fell off is if you do what I did and sort of bend it and flex it. Of course, you could be hanging these on a wall, putting them in your storage. Just lovely to have, of course, that magnetic sheet, because it keeps everything nice and compact and neat for you, doesn't it? The detail in these, Karen, are beautiful.
I know. We hate to say it, but Phil is quite clever. He is good at what he does. That's me after a pay rise.
Oh, do you know, there is another reason why Karen's here in the studio, because Phil's head got so big we couldn't fit him through the door. $15.99 is the price for the butterflies. 676948. I am joking, of course. We love him. Right, let's move on, because we've got some glitters for you. Now, these are absolutely stunning, and I mean stunning. I've got some little trays here. I really want to sort of tip these up, but I'm worried I'm going to tip them all over. But we have got a wonderful board for you as well. Now, this is our Glitter Alchemy Trio. You've got the Moon Dust, which is a brand new one for you. You can get that one as an end of call. Now, if you look out when you check out your baskets, there will be some end of call offers, but if you want to go for the trio, the Moon Dust is available in there as well. You've also got the Diamond Dazzle and the Crystal Aurora. Do you know that Crystal Aurora, just as it was catching the light there, Karen, it really does look as though you've got individual gems on there.
It's gorgeous because it's very iridescent. I mean, the glitters are beautiful. You know, and when you're putting them together, it's hard to not want to use them straight away. But they complement one another, and they're all in the 50ml jars as well, though, because they'll be our go-to.
Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, do not miss out on the trio. Go for that. You want all of those. We are very, very busy for the next item coming up. Let me just give you the numbers. 141981. Sorry, 891 I think was for the trio. There's something that so many people have been waiting for. Did you say it was your mum that does the pearls?
Yeah, I've got to say, our mum, God bless her, she sits and she does weigh them so that she doesn't count them, if that makes people feel a little bit better. But our mum fills them and then I take them home and my husband puts the labels on.
These are absolutely beautiful and they are flying out. Already half of the stock has gone. Lots of you have been waiting for these. Now they are absolutely gorgeous. You think instantly of spring, don't you, when you see the yellows, the green, the pink together there. Obviously, some of these pearls are upside down, but you can see that AB finish to these. They are absolutely stunning. Do you know, however you combine those as well, Karen, whether you use them individually or put the colours together, beautiful.
It's a really, really lovely set. And you'd think that, you know, by happy accident, they happen to match the new card colours as well.
Now that's
Anybody think it was planned, Catherine? But there are 3 sizes in there as well. So there are 8mm, 5mm and 3mm.
And there you can see how packful these jars actually are. You need to be quick on these. You are getting approximately 1,650 pearls there. They are absolutely beautiful. There's 3 different sizes, gorgeous colours as well. Seriously, be quick on those. They are flying out. 825607. Now, everything that we've just talked about, so we're talking about the one-day special, moving down into those stamps with the sentiments, of course, the dies, the embossing folders, the glitter, the pearls, everything. In fact, you can see now the distance between myself and Karen there. If you want to go for the big collection, you can do. Now, any savings carried over will be part of that collection. We're going to give you further savings on top. And you're getting, well, it's there, look, £11 is your further saving there. So we've already got a saving on the one-day special. We've got new todays that are flying out individually. There you are, another £11. This time you can split 3 ways. So 3 payments of £63.95. I can tell you already a quarter of the stock of the big bundle has already gone. 939232. Do you know, I dread to think how many individual elements are in that big bundle. I mean,
I'm sure all the contents are actually on the front of the stamp packet. But, you know, Phil, he hand draws everything, which is why it takes so long for us to develop the products. You know, we test them. You know, so you know, Phil, he's a perfectionist.
He really is.
He won't release anything unless he's happy with it.
Exactly. And when it comes to the pearls, already you've got 1,650 items just in those pearls. So that's a mega bundle if ever I've heard of one.
It's really good value.
Oh, it really is. Right, I'm so excited about this because I'm going to say, Karen, it's your turn.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. So I'm going to demonstrate this card here. This is one of the samples that I've made. This uses the hearts embossing folder, the heart lattice embossing folder. It's then got the perfectly pretty border dies, which I think are on the show. The perfectly pretty border dies.
Okay, we'll find the details.
Obviously, the octagons, the double debossed octagons, and I know Phil will always say there's not a lot of stock left of these. If you saw the storerooms, you'd understand why. And then we've got the beautiful butterflies, and then we've got some of the sentiments that I'm going to use. But I'm going to do it in a different colourway.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm actually going to do it in, put that one there, I'm actually going to do it in the lavender and the new honeydew cardstock.
Wonderful.
So nice and pretty colour. So I've part prepped some of it because that's what Phil told me to do, Catherine. He said, part prep everything. And you'll be pleased to know that there are no flowers on this card.
Really?
No, there are on some, but not many. But there's butterflies on this one.
Oh.
So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already embossed the heart lattice embossing folder.
That is stunning as well.
It is, and this is on. It's actually our alabaster white cardstock that I've used. So there's a slight sort of cream tinge to it. It's beautiful, the alabaster cardstock.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to emboss it with the brayer.
Just before you emboss that, Karen, can you just hold that to camera and show the debossed and the embossed side as well? Because we did mention it earlier, because this is so crisp.
So that's obviously the embossed side. And
do you know, that is just as nice the other way around, isn't it?
Well, they're absolutely beautiful, and I know Phil likes to use the electric machines, but actually all the embossing that I've done, I've used a manual die cutting machine. So just to show you that you can still get the same.
Is that because you're not as lazy as Phil?
No, I think it's just what I'm used to. You just get used to using something, but it's just to show you that you can get the same depth of embossing whether you use an electric machine or a manual machine.
Wonderful.
Because the embossing folders are a little bit thicker than usual embossing folders, so you can get that depth to them.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm going to because I know that I'm doing the lavender and the honeydew, I'm actually going to use bundled sage distress oxide.
Lovely.
This one. Now, I don't actually want it to have loads of colour on it. I only want it to just touch the surface. If I wanted a solid finish, I could just keep brayering and rolling and brayering and rolling.
Okay.
But I don't. I just want to add a little touch of colour to it.
Okay. Now, if anybody purchased from the Weekend Wow, you will have the 6-inch brayer as a free gift as well.
It is, yes. And when you're using the brayers, and I'll be the first to admit, I'd never used a brayer until I started crafting with Phil, and they take a little bit of getting used to sometimes, but because these are the hard rubber, they're very forgiving. So what I would say is if you're going to do this on a piece of embossing folder paper, make sure the surface is flat, make sure it's firm. Don't try that and do it on your stamping mat.
Right, okay, so nothing spongy.
No, nothing spongy, which is why I've just sort of kept the glass mat with our sheet on it. So I don't really want very much, and I'm going to start off it.
Okay.
And I'm literally just going to roll over it.
Okay, so just very light, you're going there,
and I can tell you what else I've done as well. I've actually used an old Distress Oxide ink pad.
Right, is that so it's not too juicy?
Yes, so it's not too juicy, because that way you can see, look, that I can build up the colour.
Yeah, it's a really good tip, actually.
It's I brought a new one, just in case this one didn't work. And I'll turn it round, and so I'm always brayering. For me, when I do this, I brayer from the outside in, because I feel that I've got more control over that.
And that's interesting, Karen, as well. And I noticed that you went from the corner, then the other corner, then from the centre. Is there a specific reason for that, or is
that's probably just the way my brain works? Okay. As long as for me, I always just start off the card and work on it. And you can see, I'm not being particularly heavy, but likewise, I'm not being really gentle. So, and that's the great thing about the hard brayers, that they're quite forgiving, and it's not. You can see it's not going anywhere inside the gaps.
Okay.
It's filling. And like I said, if I wanted to, I could have put 2 colours on there. So if I wanted, I could have put the lavender colour. I could have gone maybe Dusty Concord or Shaded Lilac. Would have gone.
You've always got options, haven't you?
Now I've done all of that, but obviously the middle bit is going to be covered up. So if you wanted to, you could leave the middle bit, but I'm not going to do any more than that.
Okay.
I'm going to put
Karen,
that to
I'm going
one
to take
side.
this opportunity for a couple of reasons, actually. First of all, I'm going to say we're very busy with emails. Thank you so much, just welcoming Karen here. We'll come back to that later. But we've had an absolute surge on the big collection. In fact, so big, we are approaching limited stock. Yes. We're not even halfway through this show, are we? This is the launch show. You're doing a great job, Karen.
Thank you, everybody.
Pressure's off. Pressure's off.
That's it, I can go after an hour. That's brilliant.
Please check those baskets out. Now, something else as well, I've got another update. The butterfly die individually has sold out. So that is still available in the big collection, of course, but individually it has sold out. We do have individual items. I know those pearls were literally flying out the door. So many people. They're limited stock as well, I've just heard. We've got so many items here. Of course, with the full collection, everything that you're seeing on the counter, that's what you're looking at there as well. Any savings, of course, that you have carried over from the one-day special. And then, of course, you're going for the big collection. There's a further saving as well. Remember there, it all adds up, and we can split this 3 ways for you as well. With the big collection, you've got 3 flexes, 939232. Oh, it's just gone limited before I even got to the end of the sentence. Limited stock on the big collection. I am going to let Karen continue.
Thank you. I'm just cleaning up.
I think we might have to have words with Mr. Martin, Mr. Phil.
About
about stock because it's disappearing quickly.
Well, funnily enough, Catherine, normally when Phil's on TV, it's me he messages afterwards to check how much stock we've got. So I don't know. So for a change, Phil can sit and you can work all that out. That's quite nice, isn't it? So I've finished that now. And what I did while Catherine was just recapping is I've just inked the edge of the card as well, just to pull the colour in from that one as well. Actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually glue that together, and I can sit that and it can be drying.
Okay.
So I'm using our glue. You know, it's extra strong glue. It was a
lovely
good
fine nozzle on that as well.
It's a fantastic. It was a long process finding a glue that worked for what we wanted it to. So to be super strong, but also dries clear. And you can see I've not put loads on.
Karen, I'm so sorry, but I've got to interrupt again. You will get used to this.
So no
Especially with shows like this. I've got to tell you, the big bundle is technically sold out. That means all stock is allocated in baskets. If you do not check those baskets out and you refresh them, if things have been sat there too long, we may have a bounce back. I don't think it'll happen, but if we do, we will let you know. All stock allocated. Something else that is technically sold out are the pearls. Now, because the collection has gone and the pearls have gone on their own, you lucky people, whoever check your baskets out, that's all I can say.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, everybody.
We are going to have words with Phil. Nice words.
Mum's not going to be happy if she's got to Phil.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, we're going to let Karen carry on, of course, and we've got lots of individuals. The embossing folders are available individually, of course, with the full collection going. Individually, you can go for the embossing folders. We've seen Karen working with that. We will update you if anything changes. We can't just say we've got more stock. We can't do that. We've got to check. We've got to find out what's going on, but it's been so busy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. It's you know, we really do appreciate. We are a family-run business, and it's lovely that people like the stuff that we do. I'm just going to give you another tip. If I've put glue on the back of my embossing folder layer, and then I want to obviously press it down, you can turn it over, and you can press it that way.
Okay.
Or you could put a piece of kitchen roll over it and just do that. That stops if any glue seeps out, or it stops the ink coming off your fingers. Just a little tip.
Wonderful.
While I'm here.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to put that bit to one side, because the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the actual image, which is one of the slim strips. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either stamp the whole strip onto the piece of card and then die cut it out after.
Okay, lovely.
So obviously then you can choose, look at that, my magnet's stuck to it, then you can choose where you want it to go. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp it straight on. Now Phil does this a lot, so he puts a little bit of glue on the back, because obviously the slim strips are quite close to that one.
Okay. I picked this tip up from Phil yesterday. It's a really good one. Simple, but so, you know, so it works, and this is what you want.
It's probably Julia that gave Phil the tip, but Phil's probably slightly...
Oh, I
am getting my revenge, Catherine, aren't I here? So I'm going to use the journey. So on this one I use the moving mechanisms. On this one I'm going to use the journey stamp. So just bear with me. You can see that obviously on the packaging. And I have cleaned these, so these are the ones that I've been using.
Okay.
I've cleaned. So now what I can do is, even though I've put a little bit of glue on the back of it, I'm just putting my magnets on as well. I think that's just habit, because I think you just get used to doing it in a certain way. But you can see, look, you've just got enough space there. I'm just going to move that down a little bit.
Just as you're adjusting that, I'm just going to let everybody know as well, when it comes to the one-day special itself, a quarter of the stock has gone. You've got a whole bundle of the most beautiful stamps here as well. Item number is on the screen for you, along with the payment details. Remember, you've got that £9 saving. Two payments of £29.98, 710942.
Great, thank you. So I know I've got a little bit of glue on there as well, but I've managed to just anchor it down a little bit with my magnets.
Lovely.
And then obviously that will stay. So I'm going to colour it in, or colour some accents in, with the watercolour brush pen. So I'm going to use the VersaFine ink to stamp this. And again, you don't need to do all of it, because there's only so much of it.
So that's the most important thing, isn't it, Karen? If you're going to use watercolour, or even if you were doing the alcohol pens, which of course Julia had on again earlier, it is important the type of ink that you stamp with to work with the appropriate tools afterwards.
Definitely. You know, of course, the other way around you could do it is a lot of the inks these days, you can put clear embossing powder over, so you can then set it, and these look gorgeous with the cosmic crystal embossing powder. Then that any ink like that will set it.
Yeah.
So then you can colour in. But yes, if you're using our watercolour brush blending pens, then you need to use the black, the VersaFine inks. So let's see how that's gone. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. Again, probably because I left it too long I was talking.
No, but this is the beauty of the platforms, isn't it?
A real game. I think back, you know, when we first started crafting, and now the equipment and the tools that we have available are just astonishing.
Oh, I totally agree.
It's you know, it's made us all expert crafters. Right, there you go.
You could see though
Lovely.
the beautiful crisp print there, but now you've gone in again, you can see the depth of the ink
and
there.
we know
Look at that.
it's going to stick to the back a little bit.
Yep.
I'm not going to worry about that because that's
Okay.
There you go.
That is stunning, absolutely stunning. Now, I can't wait to see some colour being added to that. Karen is going to apply some colour in a second, but I'm just going to jump in first. We have got some good news. Good news for some, because I did say about your baskets, if you don't check out your baskets and you refresh them, then of course, we might get bounce backs. There is a couple, or there's one or two of the big collections as bounce back. Now, remember, because the pearls are sold out individually, the only way you can get those now is part of the full collection. You need to be quick with this though. If you've just missed out, because I know a lot of you are wanting the full collection and we said technical sellout, and it was, the only way you can get the butterfly die as well is part of that full collection. So the pearls, the butterfly die, gone individually, no bounce backs there, but on the full collection, if you're very, very quick, you may be able to grab that. So make sure, if you're doing that, check your baskets out, and that goes for everybody as well. It just goes to prove again that if you don't do that, you may lose something that you really, really want.
Definitely.
Okay, Karen.
So while I've got my stamping platform out, I'm going to stamp the sentiments. Now, here's one I did earlier. So I've actually stamped one, and this one I've stamped it onto the green, the honeydew whisper cardstock, and then I've layered it again onto the lavender. So I'm going to do the same with another sentiment. Now, I know that faces a certain way on my card. So
I really like these, you know.
I need to make sure that the other stamp that I choose, and this one's from the Essential Sentiments, that it needs to face the other way.
Okay.
So the Celebrate one will be there. So I'm going to go for Make a Wish. Make a Wish. Now these stamps, what I will actually say is the positive side, you could just use your normal acrylic block. I find if I'm going to do the negative ones, that I probably normally would always use my stamping platform, because it's more of a solid area to cover, so there's just a little bit more, you know,
and the fact that you've got the grid on the lid there, you can easily line these up as well.
I mean, I don't necessarily line them. You can see what I do. I just put them on.
I love this. I said it earlier on, but I can really see those that, you know, purchase happy planners or any sort of planning. These are going to be great stamps to work with your journals, your planners as well, you know, to make up projects for at home or for your kitchen, perhaps little, you know, just little phrases that you might want to pop out there in the morning. I'm just looking, enjoy yourself. Do you know, if somebody put a little phrase out for me on my fridge in the morning, a little sticker, a little sentiment,
to say
I'd
hello.
be quite worried actually because I live on my own, so it would be quite scary if somebody had done that.
That might not be very good. So I'm just going to clean the stamp. So I'm just going to clean it. So look after your stamps and they'll look after you, won't they?
Definitely. Do you know, I've just thought of another use for these. I'm looking at all the different phrases. You've got things like birthday girl in there. There's also so many different sentiments. Little flags for your cupcakes. They'd make great ones, wouldn't they?
It's great because there are different sizes. So because this is what I was saying earlier on about Phil, sort of go backwards and forwards. I've got a little gap here. I need a 2-word phrase. I need a 4-word phrase. So there's lots of different sizes, so you can make them fit the project that you're working on. So all I'm doing is, and I always do this by hand. So you could do it on a guillotine if you wanted to, but I'm not going to worry too much if, you know, if it's 0.5 millimetre out. I'm sure somebody would be. My husband would be, Mr. Spirit Level. I can't say anything about him because he has been absolutely amazing. I've got a good one.
Oh, what's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Kelvin. And
is he watching?
Well, I think so, yes. We'll soon find out when I speak to him later.
Or is he packing glitter or something
no,
like that?
No, he's not packing glitter. Although he has got some of the card blanks to fold this weekend that go into the compendium. So I've just put a little bit of glue on all and down. You can see, look, I've just scraps of card. Just save all my scraps of card. And then I know that that's going to go on. And again, just by eye. I'm not going to worry too much about it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that and I'm just going to come back because I'm going to let the glue settle before I cut it out. So I've got my watercolour brush blending pens to use. And I'm just going to find my little pack. Excuse me, it's here.
Okay.
Look. So this is what I've done when I've been making my samples. I'll put it that way. When I've been making my samples, I've used scraps of card and I've checked the colours that I want to use. And you can see I've put which set they're from. Now, I've actually kept mine in their 4 separate sets, but the other set I've got at home, I've actually just mixed them. So I'm very lucky I have got 2 sets, and I know I'm very lucky for that one. But you can see what I've done to make sure I've got them that match.
I'm glad you've got sets as they should be actually there, Karen, because sometimes we do get asked what colour's been used, what set is it in, so hopefully we can help out with this. I think this might be a good opportunity as well to say that anybody that is wanting to buy the watercolours, I know I'm right with this, they're all available at the moment, but I'm saying because I know Phil is not reordering again this year when it comes to the watercolour. So if you're missing anything or you want to replenish your stocks, then you certainly can do. Set number 1 is on the screen right now. You do get those different colours in there. Oh, I've got to say as well, if you're going for more than one set, you will never get repeats of colours. You might get similar colours or ones that coordinate together, but you will never get repeats. $29.99 for the set. Set number 2 is on the screen now, 005418. You get the watercolour brushes in there as well. Not just the ones with the colour in there, you get the ones to fill with water. Set number 3 is there, 467232. And then finally set number 4, and set number 4 I believe is the one that comes with the stickers as well, so you can colour coordinate with the stickers against the pens on all of your sets. 571047 for that one. Grab those while we've got the stocks, of course. Right, Karen.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm going to keep that there as my reference, but you can actually see already that I seem to have found colours from sort of set 3 to mix and match. And these are so forgiving to use. The watercolour brush blenders, if you can't colour or you're nervous about colouring, they're so forgiving to use. I mean, I'm not a colourer. I enjoy colouring, but I'm not a colourer. So if I can manage to do this, then I'm sure everybody else can. So what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to find the lightest one.
Okay.
From there, and I've got my scrap of card, so I can just check. And I'm actually going to use my blending mat, and I'm just going to dilute that, just so it's a little bit paler to go on with. Yep. So I'm going to go over the whole thing, the whole butterfly.
And because you've used the appropriate ink to stamp, of course, you're not smudging, you're not seeing any bleeding there.
No, I don't
when
need
it comes
to worry
to the lines
about
of the
it.
stamping.
No, and the blending mats are so good at allowing you to sort of add the colour, because the colour will stay on here for a long time. I do sometimes use my brown mat, but you can't see when it's running out. So I'm
Lovely, so very delicate to begin with.
Yeah, well, you can see that, you know, as I said, I'm not an expert colourer, and the great thing about these stamps is that you don't need to be precise. All I'm trying to do is add a wash of colour to these.
I just love the images. They're very me as well, these, because I love anything sort of vintage, anything Parisian. Of course, I love butterflies. You've got the script in there, you've got the postal marks in there. You've got lots of interest in the backgrounds. They're just beautiful.
And I've actually, now I've done it automatically, but I've not even squeezed the brush. I've just let the water that's on the nib pick it up the colour naturally. And I think that's probably just something I do naturally. I don't think about it. So I just want to add just a little bit of colour, and because I've watered it down, you can see that that's quite pale.
Okay, lovely.
So I'm going to put that brush down. So with the same pen, I'm then going to add.
So you're going directly to the card.
Direct to the card, to make some sort of depth and dimension to it. So exactly. Then again, hopefully people can see that, you know, I'm certainly not Picasso when I'm painting.
I've got a question for you, Karen, as well. I mean, when we watch different demonstrators, everybody has their own way of doing something. You know, we tend to have our own style, and we do see that throughout different demonstrators, and one will demonstrate in a slightly different way to another. Do you tend to use the pens in the same way as Phil? Do you have your own way of working with them?
No, it all depends. I don't think about it, Catherine, to be honest. I think I just... When you make so many samples, you just develop your own style, and I don't really think about it. I just do what I think feels right.
Lovely.
So I do.
Well, for me, I'm so pleased you said that as well, because sometimes we kind of get a little bit hung up, don't we? We see a demonstrator and we think, oh, I need to do it that way. That's the way to do it. That's the right way. There's no right and there's no wrong. It is what is comfortable to you.
It absolutely is, and that is why these pens are so forgiving. Because you can see all I'm doing, again, is direct to the card, is just adding highlights. So I'm not going to add any more lavender or purple colour to that one. I'm going to find the green.
Okay, that is a beautiful colour.
It is a beautiful green. And you can see what I've tried to do is I've tried to match the greens to the colour of the card. Now, because I know I'm going to water it down, it doesn't actually matter if it's a little bit darker.
Okay.
So I'm going to go on that little technique. In fairness, when you asked, do I do the same thing? What I actually tend, I think that was a cat hair. I tend to actually do the wash first.
Okay, yeah.
To layer the base colour over.
Right.
And then I'll add the darker colour over.
Okay.
So I'm just going to water this down a little bit more because it's a bit darker. And again, all I'm doing is just adding just a touch of colour. I don't want loads. Just a touch of colour, just to pull in the green and the purple.
The finished sample you've got there as well, Karen, is absolutely beautiful, but I love the fact that you're doing a completely different colourway here, so we can compare the two as well.
Well, I must, you know, when I'm a crafter like everybody else. When I watch people on telly, it's lovely to see the finished sample, but it's also nice to see it done in a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully my experience will help. So I'm not going to do any more than that.
Okay,
I'm going to leave that, and I'm just going to put that to one side again, just to let it dry. And I have used our watercolour card. Stock on this. You don't actually need to. Some of the other samples that I've done, I've just used our normal white card, but for this one I did use the watercolour card. I'm just going to clean my mat. Look at me looking after all my stuff.
I've got to say, you are very, very tidy. I'm wondering if this is you naturally, Karen, or whether you're just frightened you're going to get told off by Phil.
No.
If you don't keep tidy.
I am tidy. You wouldn't think if you saw my house at the minute, but I am tidy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start layering up some of these things. So I love this foam tape because I can tear it. And I'm such a wimp.
As you're adding that foam tape there, Karen, are we all right just to have a little bit of a recap?
Yeah, lovely, thank you.
We will be back with you, so don't jump ahead too much. But I can tell you when it comes to the one-day special, over a quarter of the stock has gone. I'm just going to very quickly remind you of the actual stamps themselves as well. Of course, we can look at the packaging, but the true size of the stamps is larger than what you're seeing on the packaging there as well, I believe. So let's have a look. This is one of the A5 sets. We've got a couple of A5s. We've also got 3 of the slim strips for you as well. Stunning detail in here, absolutely stunning. I'll take this opportunity as well to remind you that you will get a free gift if you're purchasing as well. This is one of the slim strips. There it is. I think that one was called mechanical or something. I know there's 3 different names, but you are getting them all.
Yeah.
Now, if I turn it that way, you can see the acetate with the print up, I think, there. So you might be able to see that a little bit clearer. There we go. Let's have a look at the next one. There's another one of the slim ones here. Now, which is the best way to show you? I think it's that way. There we are. Lovely detail in these. If you really look into the background, look, you've got the clock hands in there, you've got the clock faces. Oh, you've got a fountain pen in there as well. Didn't even spot that before. The music notes in there. Beautiful. Seriously, the more you look at these, the more you're actually spotting, aren't you?
They are really beautiful, so detailed. I mean, you can understand why it takes so long for Phil to design them, to put all the different elements together.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. We've got one more A5, and then I'm going to do this as quickly as I can because we've only got 10 minutes left of the show.
Okay.
Have I got that the wrong way around for the wording? Yes, I did. There we are. I did tell you it would go fast, Karen.
Yeah, you
didn't
did,
I?
yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
gorgeous these are. £9 saving, 2 payments of £29.98, of course, 710942. Now, we're just going to show you, because we did have those bounce backs. A couple of people didn't check the baskets out. If you want to go for the big bundle, we've got limited stock of this. We're bringing in, of course, you're getting the one-day special, you're getting 2 embossing folders, you're getting more stamps, of course, the sentiment stamps are in there. You are getting the butterfly die, and this is the only way you can get that because it's sold out individually. You've got the Lacylicious dies, there's 2 sets of those. You've got the trio of the glitters and also the pearls, which have also sold out individually. So, split this 3 ways, carrying over the saving from the one-day special, giving you another £11 on top. Item number 939232. Do not miss out, and especially do not forget to check those baskets out. Back to you, Karen. Oh, you've moved on a little bit.
Sorry, I did race on. I had 10 minutes. I thought, ooh. So I've already layered up some of these, and I do put foam tape on. I don't know whether you can see that on the overhead. Not quite as thick as Phil's cards, but I've already put the foam tape on, and this is the perfectly pretty border. And I've edged this in the mint chips glitter.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I've done, and I'm going to show you, and I've done my butterflies as well. But what I'm going to show you is what Phil actually did earlier on, but this is what I do as well when I'm edging, particularly if you've got a really sparkly glitter.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you've got a really sparkly glitter, excuse me, I'll just get my catcher, my paper catcher, you don't necessarily want the edge of the card to be overloaded.
No, that's true. Yeah, you just want that hint, don't you?
You just want that little bit of touch. This is the way I tend to do it. So I put my bit of glue out, which was a Phil from tip, I think. Phil from Phil.
You sure that wasn't Julia's?
No, it might have been. And I just put a little bit of the glitter.
That's a pretty colour.
I know, the mint chips. It's, and these, I'm going to say hand mixed by the levers.
Oh.
And I just tap, 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 and I'm just going to go all the way around. And I've put this onto the green layer, but I could have put it onto the cream layer, or I could have put it onto the purple if I wanted a contrast, but I decided to stick to the green layer.
And if you want to be a little bit more sparkly, you could put it on all layers.
You could do, yeah, if you were feeling really sparkly, yeah. So I'm just checking that I've done that one, and that literally, I'm just going to go around, I'm just going to tap it in, all the way around. If I'd have chosen a square, there wouldn't have been quite as many sides, wouldn't it, to add the glitter to. So I can see, look, I just need a little bit more glue on that one. And again, because it's on the mat, you don't need to worry about the glue drying. And I'm not going to add any more than that.
Beautiful.
And because I've not gone direct with the glue, the layer of glitter is a little bit thinner.
Okay.
Now you can see that Phil has his glitters in massive big tubs. I tend to just keep mine in the little pots, and you can see these are mine because they're not even labelled. But I do know it's the mint chips, and I just need to clean that. Just give me a minute.
I absolutely adore the colours you're going with, the lilac and
pretty.
oh, beautiful. Of course, Phil's got lots of different colours of cardstock. There were some new ones, wasn't there, released as well? I think
3. There are 3 different
new ones,
colours.
that's right. Yeah. We do have a pick and mix available, actually, for the card.
The Honeydew Whisper is one of the new ones. And then we've got Hot Pink, and then we've got the Lemon.
Wonderful.
Now, on my card, I haven't lifted this on the foam tape. I have just glued it flat, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And again, you can see I'm not precise because I know this is really strong glue.
Yeah.
So I know that that's going to be enough glue to grab onto the layer, and I'm going to do it totally by eye. And I'm actually using the love hearts there as my guide to see if I can get it central.
That looks absolutely perfect.
Yeah, hopefully. Nobody measuring it. And then just to save a little bit of time, I'll stick all these layers flat. I did actually lift this one on foam tape, but I'll just speed us up. Normally, if I'm honest, I would wait a little bit longer for the glitter.
Yeah, she might knock the little grains of glitter off.
Yeah, only 5 minutes because the glue does dry quite quickly, but just to speed us up, I'm just going to add a little bit. And again, excuse me for just getting a piece of kitchen roll.
I'm just going to remind everybody again as well about the double debossed dies, because if you're missing any of them, do check, see if we've still got them in stock, because when they're gone, they're gone. They're not being reordered again this year either.
Not this year.
Now, the octagons that you've got there, Karen, and we've got just brought on the screen, actually. Oh, look at the difference once you put that beautiful image in the centre there.
So, again, you know, if you wanted more dimension, you could use foam tape, but I haven't. I've just stuck to that one.
Lovely.
And I've already, again, here's some I've prepared earlier. So I've already prepared my butterflies.
Okay.
So I'm just going to stick these on, and again, I'm going to stick these on with glue. You could, no, I won't.
We've got just under 5 minutes left, so you've got plenty of time if you want to put the foam tape on.
I will put the foam tape on, because that is what I would do if I was at home. And I know that I've got the points facing out, so I haven't put the foam tape all the way along, because I don't need to.
Now, the sentiments are part of the collection as well, but also individually you can go for them. It's a duo. I love these. £29.98 is the price, 120520. Oh, that's coming together beautifully, Karen.
I'll just put them. I'm trying not to cover up too much of the butterfly, but it is hard. So celebrate, that looks like the wonk. So celebrate, make a wish. And then, again, I know Phil does like to use the silicone glue a lot of times when he puts things on. I must admit, I don't. I do just use our glue because it is strong. So I don't really think about it. I'll just get my...
Do you have a favourite colour scheme?
No, if I'm honest, I do a lot of variety of cards, and you'll notice on other shows, if you see the samples that I make, I like shape cards, I like grungy cards, I like pretty cards. I try and do lots and lots of different styles of cards. Whether that's the Gemini in me, I don't know, but I do like a variety. So no, I don't have a colour preference. Although saying that, I've got pink on, and I've just noticed my nail polish is pink, so maybe I am drawn to pink. Again, I'm just using the tweezers just to position it, and you can see all I've done is I've just pressed it down, and it will grab. And again, obviously, you know, when you're at home, you would leave that to settle
gorgeous.
a little bit more.
Oh, so Karen, that is stunning.
The last thing I'm going to add is my pearls. So these are the jade shimmer.
Yeah.
And again, I know roughly. So I can go back to. I know I need some. I think I might be exactly the right amount, actually. And they never fall the right way, the pearls, do they, when you want them to?
Oh, you do get your picker-uppers, though, don't you, as a free gift if you're purchasing?
This has made such a difference to me, the pearl picker, because I was always trying to use my tweezers, and I'm so clumsy, I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to follow the same pattern.
OK, we've got just over 2 minutes left, Karen.
That should be perfect timing now.
You see, you're a pro. We genuinely have had so many emails coming as well.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Wishing you know, saying how lovely it is to see you and wishing you the best.
Don't say too nice things, they'll make me come back again. So I'm just putting the two different sizes. I've got the 8mm and the 5mm. Just turn that one over.
These are so pretty, these pearls. I want to say a big thank you as well to our customers in America. I know that you've been purchasing, and in Europe as well, busy out there. So thank you very much for joining us. And the same thing goes across the board, whether you're in the UK, in Europe, in America, wherever you are in the world, check your baskets out. Don't let anything bounce back. Secure your stock by checking those baskets out.
And that
is gorgeous.
I'll leave it flat. That might be a good camera angle.
Do you know, we're going to look at this on the overhead, and then I am going to ask you to show that to camera one as well, and give it a little bit of a wiggle so we can catch the glitter as well, because it is stunning. Okay. Look at this. Oh, look at that, Phil Martin. Not a flower in sight. Oh, Karen, that is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Wow. Well, we've been very, very busy. Almost 30% of the one-day special itself has already gone. This is the first live hour, of course. This is Karen's first show here with us. You know, as a demonstrator as well. Hasn't she done so well? Now, of course, you've got the 2 A5 stamp sets. You've got 3 of the slims there as well, the slim strip stamps. It is a bit of a mouthful. They're gorgeous, though. You are going to be using these time and time and time again. £9 saving. We can split the cost as well. 2 payments of £29.98. Item number is 710942. Again, I've got to say a big thank you to the design team as well, because you've worked so hard. I do want to just show this, actually.
That's Joanne's, that.
Is it Joanne's?
Yeah.
It's got a lovely little bow on there, but it is undone, so I can open it up. Look, what a lovely treat. I recognise those papers.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really nice, isn't it?
Oh, no, listen, don't show Phil all the little mini eggs, chocolate eggs that are in there. They might not last long.
Oh, has he got a bit of a craving for those from time to time, maybe? And of course, you know, whether you've gone for the weekend wow, whether you've been looking at other items, whether you managed to get the full collection or you're looking at the full collection, everything works beautifully together. Do you know, we're into the last 30 seconds, so I am going to take this opportunity just to say, once again, it's been an absolute delight to have Karen here. She's going to stay with us throughout the one-day special. Check those baskets out. I'm just trying to show you as many samples as I can as I'm giving the details. Remember, things are available individually, unless, of course, it is the die for the butterfly or the pearls, because they've sold out individually. Karen, thank you so much. You're back at 8 o'clock with Alex.
Thank you for looking after me. You've looked after me really well. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad you're loving the products as much.